Welcome back to the Fantasy Football Formula. This is week 16 of the NFL season. Today, we're going to be going over the Saturday Christmas Eve main slate. Is this the first year they've ever done this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like so confused when I saw the schedule, but we get a Saturday main slate and then a Sunday 3-game slate. We'll break that down in another show. But as always, we'll break down our favorite plays at every position and then build a Millie Maker lineup at the end. Man, we've been on a little bit of a cold streak here, I'd say.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, last week was rough. The only thing that saved me was the underdog pick'ems.
Yeah, you got a nice little hit.
Brought home 15 hundo. Could have been 3,000, but you push on one, but I got absolutely slaughtered.
Justin Herbert did not come through for us.
Justin Herbert didn't do it. It was perfect setup for Justin Herbert.
Yeah. So, that you just got to bounce back from weeks like that and move on to the next one, forget about it. And all it takes is one tournament hit to make up for pretty much everying. That's
win you a year.
Yeah, one good tournament week can pay for a whole year or a lot more. So that's all that really matters. And we're going to go through and break down starting at the quarterback position, starting at the pricey range, going down to the cheaper guys. So who do you guys, we have pretty much, I'd say it's Mahomes and Burrow. It doesn't look like Hurts is going to play at the moment. So basically, do you guys like both of them? Do you lean one more than the other?
Lean in Mahomes for sure.
Yeah.
We were talking about it yesterday on the bet show, but there's definitely going to be some cold and some wind, more importantly, in this Bills-Bears game. Obviously, Josh Allen, if it was just cold, we saw what he did in Buffalo last week against the Dolphins, and is in a much better matchup here against a getting better but not good Bears defense. Seattle and Kansas City is going to be cold, but I don't think windy. And I think, as Nick pointed out prior to recording here, I think that game has one of the best chances to shoot out, if not the best on the slate to shoot out. So definitely lean in Mahomes for me.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are going to be gunning for it. They're still going for a playoff spot. That's not locked up for them yet. And we saw Kansas City struggle with a pretty bad Houston team last week. I think it'd be pretty uncharacteristic of Mahomes and Andy Reid to have 2 consecutive down weeks. So I'm expecting a big bounce back in kind of a commanding fashion. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City came out just slinging the rock and trying to get back in a groove before the Super Bowl run this year. So Mahomes is actually, I'm famous for my cheap quarterbacks, but he's going to be one of my most chosen plays this week.
What's funny is he struggled. Sorry to cut you off, Corey. He did struggle there, like game wise. He still put up 35 fantasy points,
and he's had over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, like that's hilarious. And he did. I mean, if you watch the game, he definitely it took him until the last drive to win that game. But just funny to think about that struggling because he's Mahomes.
370 yards combined rushing and throwing plus 3 touchdowns. The dude's the best. I prefer Mahomes to Allen this week. This is a big weather slate.
Yeah.
In general, every game besides a few are impacted by weather.
Yeah. I think 3 games are indoors or on the West Coast this week. Total. Everything else is outdoors on the East Coast or Midwest, which is getting hit by that huge snowstorm. So it's hard to
cyclone.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's who you looking to? I mean, Josh Allen. I mean, he has a good matchup, but he's 8,500. But the over under is only 38 there. It's everyone's planning and expecting it to be a low scoring game because you're not gonna be able to do much in the weather, which if you are in long term or long season fantasy and you have Josh Allen like me. It's like, what do? Do you play
You
him?
play
Or
Josh Allen. You play.
I mean, you have to. It's just you have to play him. But like in DFS, it's a little bit different approach because you have everyone to choose from. So yeah, I do like Mahomes. But man, it's hard to pay. I think it's hard to pay up for these expensive quarterbacks this week with the weather being an issue.
I think more weeks than not. Like, so typically, when you don't have weather impact, there can be so many low scoring games that we see oftentimes, like, to win these tournaments, you need like 250 plus, sometimes approaching 300 points on a lineup to take down a large field tournament. With so many low totals, like, getting just points on your fantasy team is going to be massive. And with a ceiling like Mahomes, even Josh Allen has, like, I don't know. There are some cheaper quarterbacks I still like on the slate, but I really love Mahomes this week.
Yeah.
Like,
because that is
getting that 30 points from him is like such a big thing on this slate in particular, I think.
Yeah. All right. So what about in the mids here then? What are we looking at below 7K? Are you looking
Speaking of the cold, Joey Burr.
Yeah. He's my 7K
some
guy
Joe Burrow this week. I love me some Joe Burrow this week. New England's defense is fairly good. They get pressure on the quarterback, but the Bengals O-line has been looking a lot better. Guys have been getting healthy there, and so he's had a lot more time to get to his receivers who are also getting healthy at the right time. You got T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd coming back, Chase a couple of weeks ago. Bengals are
firing on all cylinders here.
Yep. Getting going at the right time of year again, like we saw last year.
Yep. I Burrow, he's not my Mahomes, my favorite. Burrow is like probably 4th out of my like 5 favorite QBs, but he's definitely makes the list. I usually like game stacking, and like it's harder for me to pick a Patriot. Like Jacoby Myers is probably my favorite run back in that game.
Do you think he's just going to get ostracized from the game plan now, though?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know. No, I think they'll go. He's their best. He's their best receiver, definitely. And yeah, so I like him. Not my favorite quarterback play, but yeah, I mean, Burrow's cooking this year.
Nah, I'm not looking at anyone. I mean, maybe a little bit of Dak if you think that game can shoot out, but I'm gonna go down even further. Danny Dimes, 600 against Minnesota's defense. Every week we've been targeting Minnesota's defense. Their secondaries, not the greatest, but on the other side though is, there's not many options on the Giants side to throw the ball to. I mean, it's like Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, and
it's Darius
Isaiah Hodgins.
It's Isaiah Hodgins, Richie James, and
Richie James. Sorry, that's what I meant. Richie James, not Wan'Dale. Yeah, so I mean, I don't mind that. It's a cheaper stack. It's inside. You don't have to worry about the weather.
Yep.
It's a game that both teams need to win, so the pace should be pushed up quite a bit. And with Danny Dimes' rushing upside, he's averaging, I think, 6 or 7 rushes per game with around like 42 to 50 yards. I mean, you've seen in the past that he can break a run, which, I mean, he's not the fastest guy, but he's pretty athletic for a white. So I don't mind him at 5,600. I think he's a good price.
Yeah, he's my favorite quarterback.
Yeah.
This on the soul slate.
Vikings have been getting pressure though.
It's more so just his price, like 5,600. He has, and it's, again, he targets speedier guys against Minnesota. I would say Darius Slayton is my favorites. Like Daniel Jones, Darius Slayton is like right there with like a Mahomes to Kelsey stack. Like those are my favorite 2 stacks this whole week. And Slayton has that like speed that can beat Minnesota. Isaiah Hodgins, not so much. Like he's the giant that I don't like. And Richie James is the other one that he's cheap too. He's like 3,800. We'll get to receiver, but I love me some Danny Dimes this week against Minnesota.
Yeah.
But what about the other side of the ball? Do you guys like Kirk?
I don't mind. It's an indoor game. I feel like He
Yeah,
gained a lot
that's
of ownership
big.
just for that sake.
Yeah, it will.
And he has the better offensive weapons, obviously, than the Giants do. So I think you also have to look at him.
Like Jefferson could just demolish the secondary. Like that's the thing. You have plays on both sides of the ball here. Like you could if you play Kirk lineup, you can run it back with Saquon. You're Slayton, Danny Dimes. Like you have Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. Like you have plenty of options to game stack. Like you don't. This is a game you would game stack. You wouldn't play it. I don't think is like a onslaught.
Yeah. I mean, and then like below that, I mean, Jared Goff is still sitting at 5,400. I think that this game goes under the 44 total or the 43 total. I think the Lions can still win, but I don't know if Jared Goff can get you there to win like a large field tournament. The scenario where he could fail is I can see that happening of him just becoming the old Jared Goff. And that means that I'd much rather prefer to play someone below 5,000. His name is
Below
Gardner.
Oh no, Corey. There's
He's
another
40
guy below 5K that is a way better matchup and a better fantasy quarterback.
Who's that?
Malik Willis.
No, absolutely not. You're high on.
I'm not. I'm gonna once Tannel's out. Like he's gonna be.
Look, you made Nick
included.
leave, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, he's so cheap and like he's so cheap. And this is a guy you just don't stack him with a single. You could actually stack Malik and Derrick Henry and capture basically all of the Titans points. Don't stack Malik with a receiver or anything. Like legit just play Malik by himself or Malik with Henry and capture all the Titans points against the Texans. They're going to want to run the ball like crazy again. They match up so well against the Texans.
No, I can't do it. Honestly, I can't.
He's not my favorite. I'll sprinkle. He'll be a sprinkle.
He's so inexperienced. His passing is not there. Like if they get game scripted out,
Doesn't need to.
If they somehow get game scripted out and they have to throw the ball, like Gardner Minshew for $100 less, who's been a proven quarterback in the NFL, who can be competent and throw the ball. We have much better weapons on the outside. I understand it's against the Cowboys who have a better defense than the Texans, but I think the long term the tenure that Minshew has in the NFL outweighs the athletic ability of someone who can get you. Like we've seen the Malik Willis like project before, and it was terrible. It was so bad.
We'll see.
Yeah.
What about? Does anyone like Geno?
I like Geno a little bit.
That was because it's kind of like those are the games that I like.
Yeah, I
I
don't
like
mind Geno.
It'd be Geno, put Metcalf in every Geno lineup. Like, I mean, he's going to target the absolute shit out of DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chiefs aren't that great against wide receiver ones either.
No, they're the worst team in the league actually against wide receiver ones.
Yeah, so definitely like DK regardless of if you play Geno or not, honestly. Especially for 7K, I think he could be a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, move it down. Shoot.
All right. We got running back next. Who do you guys like at the top end?
I think someone say it. I ain't gonna say it.
Every week. I think I've said it for like 3 weeks in a row, though. King Henry. I mean,
Yeah,
best matchup on the board. It's Tractor Cedo season late in the year. It just couldn't set up any better. He absolutely owns the Texans. We joked about it yesterday. It's just set up too well. With Malik
200
starting,
yards every single time he's played him.
Yeah, like
the
4
best.
times.
He's
Like,
never
just about.
rushed for under 200.
No.
pretty much never.
That's got to be like the craziest stat ever.
Well, and just think about with Malik in there too. Like, I mean, obviously the
They're
offense
running it even
changes
more.
quite a bit. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
they're
they
gonna want to get
trust
like 30
Tannehill a lot
touches
more.
here.
So,
And they're trying to keep their playoff spot. Like they would love to give the ball to Derrick Henry 30
Every
plus
play.
times.
every play if they could.
Yeah, truly. Like What about right above him though? Like, how can
I
you
like
not?
CMC. Yeah.
He's the RB1 since he's joined the 49ers. Like, this dude is like everyone, kind of at the beginning of the year was like, who knows? He's gonna be healthy. He's the same guy as he used to be. He's the best running back,
We
fantasy
got on a
running
better
back.
team.
Yeah,
in the
timeout. Wait, if he
Yeah.
was still the Cardinals or the Panthers, like we're not.
We're talking about the talent. We're just talking about Christian
I
McCaffrey.
understand, but you're like
He wouldn't have this season if he didn't
Yeah.
get traded.
Yeah,
That's
it
for
would not
sure.
be the same. But in general, but yes, as the player himself, he's very talented, and yes,
He's getting
it was the best
10
traded.
targets and now like 20 plus rushing attempts. Like,
It might be like one of the best trades in NFL history. Like
Yeah.
at the time, like how good that offensive line is, and like how good of a like receiving running back that he is. Like
It's the
I mean,
perfect fit. It was Kyle
Yeah, it
Shanahan's
really-
wet dream when he became available.
it really is.
so it's hard
Um,
not to like. He should be like closer to 10,000.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, play some Minshew magic with McCaffrey and Henry. I mean,
He's
Yeah,
averaged
I-
7 targets the past 3 weeks too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
that's like wide receiver 1 level volume
plus all the goal
in
line
some
work
cases.
and all
Yeah.
the touches. Like, he's a cheat code. This is what we talk about. Like, everyone, this McCaffrey's he's been a cheat code in fantasy. He's back to that level. Derrick Henry has been at that level, especially like if
Been
even
getting
like
He's been getting
he
passes.
gets targets.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been getting some pass catching work for sure.
he loses value though with Malik Willis as quarterback, though.
A
He does,
bit, but
because
he'll
Malik Willis-
he'll make up for it in volume.
Tannehill, like he's not
because
been
RPOs,
great.
like because they run RPOs there, and like
Yes, maybe.
more, and Malik Willis will be more inclined to take the ball away from Henry because he's a younger quarterback. Thinks he can make plays. Ryan Tannehill is at least a smarter quarterback because he's been in the league for 10 years or whatever it has been, and he understands that Derrick Henry's the guy. He's going to lose carries to Malik Willis. That's
Just-
a known fact.
Here, we'll say make it a rule to put one of Christian McCaffrey or Henry or both in every lineup you make.
Yeah, I think that's a very good option. I'm just worried
I'm gonna
that-
do that. I'm gonna probably be setting a rule, and I will have McCaffrey or Henry and one or both in every lineup.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think that's a good rule.
Yeah,
but
I like that rule.
It's pretty hard not to see one of them getting there, and I think it's a pretty ugly running. Like, it was really hard for me to like narrow down a pool here.
yeah. Okay, all right. So below
sorry.
that, I mean, we're looking at Barkley. I mean, Chubb if he plays, Dalvin Cook. I mean, he's an indoor game, so you like him because there's no weather involvement. He was using the passing game. Alexander Madison's kind of like almost non-existent at this point. And he gets in on a few plays and he might vulture a couple carries, but it's not like he's getting the work on the goal line like he used to, like in years past when Dalvin Cook's been like injury prone. I mean, Tony P, he's 7,000. I mean, what else are you guys looking at? I mean,
Jarek
for-
McKinnon,
no,
RB1.
no way. No way.
What do you mean? Two back-to-back 35-point games.
No.
You got to
I think it's going well.
that.
I think it's going
I
well
mean,
too many times.
He's getting
It is.
Seattle's not
CMC
good on
level
against the
volume.
like.
CMC
Yeah.
level volume.
McKinnon,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but not
Last two
not-
games. Last two games.
Even in the rushing attempts,
No,
no.
it's-
Not
Six
not as
attempts.
much rushing attempts, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
okay.
getting targets for sure, like 8, 9, but like he's been housing like some like long touchdowns, and that's gonna regress. He is a good matchup. I don't like him. I think a lot of people are gonna go to McKinnon, and I think Pacheco's just easier leverage.
I do too.
Like, just play him over McKinnon, and you're
Also, Kadarius Toney's been out. Like, I mean, their short receivers, like the short yard receivers that they have there, have been out the last couple of weeks. Like, now Tony's probably gonna be back this week. I don't know if Hardman he wasn't on season ending
Like-
IR, was he? But
who?
Mecole.
Hardman.
No,
No, he's
I
back.
don't think he's done for the year. But like,
McColl's back this week.
can you really say that they're short on receivers when they have Travis Kelce? and
McCole
Juju?
Hardman is playing this week.
Well, no, that's
Those are
what I'm
two
saying.
pretty
Like,
good guys.
but McKinnon is used in like
Yeah,
those
yeah, you're right.
areas of like
Yeah.
they like to use those gadget receivers and they haven't been able to use those because they've been out. So like now with these guys back, like I think McKinnon's just getting juiced up because obviously his last two performances have won someone $1 million because he's been in the $1 million lineup the last 2 weeks. But I think this week I would rather pay $200 less for Pacheco, who gets more running work than McKinnon
And gets a
does.
few targets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Corey on that one. Just a lot of people will go to McKinnon over Pacheco, and I'll just get the leverage on Pacheco. But
How about a guy sandwiched in between those two?
Dobbins, yeah, he's in a good matchup.
Oh yeah,
AK's
Playing
got
a
a
lot of
great
Dobbins.
matchup and is just getting healthier by the game. I mean, back-to-back 100-yard, 120-plus yard games on 15 and 13 attempts. Getting healthier, still probably not 100% those 2 games that he's putting up numbers like that. And I think Lamar's back this week as well. In a
No, I think he's still not practicing.
Is he not?
I don't think so.
Well, either way,
He's still getting the workload.
yeah. Either
Yeah,
way,
he'll get the workload.
a Ravens running back is always set up pretty nicely for a good amount of volume.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Out of these top 3 players, the last 3 that we talked to, how would you rank them? Sorry, no, hang on. Sorry, not last 3. I'm throw one more in there. So you have Pacheco, McKinnon, Dobbins, and then Miles Sanders. What are you doing with Miles Sanders? With Minshew, with Jalen Hurts out. So you expect him to get more running volume.
I think
not
the
against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So you put him at the
best.
I actually am excluding Miles Sanders completely.
Are you?
Yeah, I go Dobbins,
saying, though.
Pacheco, McKinnon in that
Okay.
range. But like I just don't like it. Like this is why I love we're getting at least one of McCaffrey or Henry. Even I like Saquon quite a bit. Nick Chubb's probably not playing, so that brings me all the way down. I'd rather just get the top and then just go all the way down because I don't really like a lot of these mid-range guys and just play Kareem Hunt, who's going to get all the work.
Kareem, you know who's a guy who seems to be a little bit underpriced, and it could be something that I miss, but Jamal Williams against
he's in.
I have 5,200. I know they're getting Swift more worked in now, so but I mean he sees the goal line.
He
I
does.
don't know. Against the Panthers, who are
fair.
suspect, other than JC Horn, like.
Yep.
I don't hate that.
Give Brian Burns some
5,200.
respect, my man.
You just
Brian Burns, you're right.
as we're
But
talking,
that's it.
Hand up.
As we're
Those 2 guys.
as we're talking through it, you realize so many of these guys, like this is why I don't, because so many of these are in committee backfield. You have Singletary, James Cook, Jamal Williams, Swift, Foreman, Chubba Hubbard, Pacheco, McKinnon, Dobbins, even like Gus Edwards and Drake mix in. Like all of these guys are in committees. Like that's just how this slate seems to work, and I don't like it. Kamara actually at 6,800 in that low total.
I was waiting for you to say him.
I don't know, dude. I just
If that game's as windy as it's supposed to be, they're going to have to hand the ball off a ton. And the Browns are not good against the run.
I know, but
you think they're just gonna, if like the wind is that bad, you think they're just gonna rush 8 every time?
Yeah, they're just they're like, okay, you can throw the ball, but if there's 67-mile-per-hour gusts,
it's gonna be Taysom and
expecting-
Kamara running like a ton. I think this game.
I don't know. With that low scoring total, and you're paying 6,800 for a running back that he could, like we talked about, like him being under 7K, he explodes for some reason. Like he just knows I'm under 6,800 on DraftKings.
And I took that personally.
Yeah,
the Jordan meme going.
Yeah, I mean, it just I don't know. I think I'd rather go down. I think I'd rather play Miles Sanders, who I think is just in a better spot and getting in a dome. He's going to get the ball more. You're going to tell me right now the Eagles run like offensive line is not a good offensive line that matches well with the Cowboys. I mean, last time they played the Cowboys, like didn't they run all over them? What was his stat line against the Cowboys? Let's see here. 18 for 71 for 1 touchdown, and he had a receiving touchdown as well. So, I mean,
So he hit one of his ceiling. No, he did not have a receiving touchdown. He had
I was looking at
he had
someone else.
18 for 71 and a touchdown when that Jalen Hurts is running the offense. No, thank you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I feel like this is a Miles Sanders game. I don't know why.
Well,
I could see it.
I'll go Kamara over him 100 times out of 100. But all right. Anyone? Yeah, but Kareem Hunt, like, I mean, he's gonna be one of the highest owned plays when Chubb's probably ruled out. Like, he's just so cheap.
Yeah. He allows you, though, to get a CMC or a Derrick Henry in there without having to go like super dumpster diving anywhere else.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
So
True.
next we'll go to receiver. All right, starting at the top, I think we'd probably all be in agreement that Justin Jefferson is the best play at the expensive end.
You don't sound too confident.
I mean,
Justin Jefferson is the best play.
Okay, no, I'm just making to me he is, like, he's in a dome. The other guys aren't, like.
I think at this point his floor is seriously like 20 points.
Yeah.
Like I just can't see a game where he's not putting up 20.
I mean, there's a couple games where he's completely failed. I mean, 4 against Detroit, 6 against Dallas. I mean, when he fails hard. I mean,
but against the Giants, I don't see that being in a dome. Like, I don't see it.
I mean, he was failing until the second half of last game. So
he also has 8 games over 30 points.
Yeah, they don't.
No, I know. Like when
they don't stop the scoring at halftime, Corey. Come on, you know that.
Trust me, I know. We'd be a much better team if they did. Yeah, I don't mind Jefferson. I mean, like you said, I mean, Diggs is outside, Chase is outside, Brown's inside, but he's got Gardner Minshew. I'm gonna
up against Bradbury and Slay.
What? No, I said AJ Brown.
Sorry, up against Diggs, but
Diggs is not a good corner, so I don't care.
Okay, my point is the Cowboys are the number 1 team against number 1 receivers.
Okay, but I mean, it's like I said, I believe in the Minshew magic. I think it's
okay.
I do. He's a proven quarterback. Like, it's not like he's a terrible quarterback. I mean, he's very it's not like he's going to get flustered by this defense. Like, he's been in the league for 3 or 4 years now. Like, he's a serviceable backup quarterback. I think people are going to look at it and be like, oh God, like,
no, I think Minshew is going to be very popular this week.
Okay, that's fine.
Against the Cowboys, really?
Yeah, because of his price.
Cheap.
Because of the
price.
He's cheap. Yeah,
but
get a lot of other stuff.
I still think it's going to be a close game. I think that I like, for me, from the 8 to 9.3, those top 4 or 5 guys, it goes Jefferson, then it goes Brown, Diggs, then Chase.
I go Jefferson, Chase, Diggs, and then Amon-Ra, which is in that range.
It's an 8.
I like in that range.
I like DK as my wide receiver too. I think he could get 15 targets without Lockett. We saw him Lockett broke his hand last week. So it's really just him and Marquise Goodwin. And I think Chiefs have kind of an underrated run defense, in my opinion. Chris Jones is one of the best D linemen in the league. And I think a lot of times people overlook that. Although Kenneth Walker is kind of more of an outside attack running back, they're going to have to throw a lot to DK to keep up with the Chiefs. I think that's the story of it. So
love DK.
You know, I could see 15 targets, almost no question. So he's my second favorite receiver, just on value alone with his skill against the worst team against wide receiver ones. And then it kind of falls down towards, I like Amon-Ra this week too. But
no, I like Amon-Ra too.
Yeah, he's in a good spot.
Chase.
Have you guys given any thought to Terry McLaurin?
I don't like him that much this week.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Mahomes, like Mahomes, that means you gotta like Juju a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Darius Slayton is my guy in the 5K range this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be it could be one of those spots where people are like hand building and whatever, and he could be, if you're left with like that, usually when you're hand building, you're left around like that 5,300 down in that flex position. I feel like he gained a lot of ownership.
I just
But
don't know if Darius Slayton's ever gaining a lot of ownership.
I think it be again, but all the other games are outside. Like this is an indoor game. I feel like people are gonna look at that and be like, I want pieces of indoor
Adam
games.
Thielen's at 5'3". He will be the guy people go to. All right, if you were
I'd rather have KJ
all of you guys, what
Osborne
would
after
feel
last week.
better for you guys to click on, Thielen or Slayton?
I mean, definitely Thielen because of the name.
That's
I
that's
mean-
what most people will do.
Well, my favorite's KJ Osborne, especially after last week. I think they found their wide receiver too. He's had a couple good weeks in a row.
Yeah, but I think that was so game scripted to him being able to, like, they were down
16 targets.
33
16.
nothing. Colts were playing prevent 25.
Yeah, which helped him a ton.
Catching everything below. I mean, I don't think he's growing. What is this, his second year in the NFL?
Yeah.
Is he from he's not from Alabama, is he? Where's he from? He's an
Not
SEC team,
Alabama.
I'm pretty sure. It's probably not Alabama, but I know he's from. I think he's
we
from.
don't need to talk about KJ Osborne.
Yeah,
He's not
I think.
doing
Yeah,
anything.
Nick, I think you're shooting.
Miami.
You're going back in the
U.
going to the well again, and I don't know. I think the water's
He's from
empty.
he's from the U.
Yeah.
Oh well, now I like him even more. I'm sticking to it.
Gosh. You chase those points.
What about DJ Moore? Looks like he's healthy. He's been practicing.
Detroit, it's just they're deep. I like him because he's pretty much the only guy there, but I don't know. Detroit's D has kind of come alive a bit,
Yeah, big time.
but DJ Moore is still an alpha, so it's like I think he can get the better of a lot of corners. So I like DJ Moore. He's probably, if I were to rank him, it would be Slayton, Juju, Moore in the 5K range. I mean, Thielen's in there because I like Kirk Cousins, but
How are you
Alright,
feeling about DJ Chark this week, PB?
not a DJ Chark week.
Okay, what about
Brandon
Cook?
Cooks.
Yeah, I like
I
Cooks.
was looking
if
at
he's
Cooks
active.
there.
Plays.
I feel
He's too
like
cheap.
I have a bad feeling that this is the 1 week all year we get burned by Gabe Davis sitting there.
Oh no,
at 5K.
I have Gabe in my pool. But
I have a bad feeling
but-
about it.
No.
I can't fade Gabe. Like Gabe is in my tournament pool every week because of his upside.
Yeah.
I can't fade him ever.
Okay, he's had
It's
one
not even that good.
ceiling game.
No.
Just
he's not.
saying.
But
I'm just saying what he's
there's
capable
games.
of.
There's games, and we've all seen it. There's
Yep.
games he puts
He's
up
broken
3
100 yards
touchdowns.
one time this year.
I
Yeah.
won't be
He's
missing.
broken
a game.
100 yards one time this year.
I mean, yeah, and it's not good environment. It's in the weather. Like it's not
Yeah.
good at all.
He
It's like the
only,
worst
he only
setup.
has 4 double-digit point games.
Dude,
Come on.
Nick,
Gabe
Nick,
Davis-
you loved Gabe Davis.
No, I do
why do you
not.
think? Wait. Why do you
Wait.
think they want to bring OBJ in?
The end of last year, you were saying how Gabe Davis is like your favorite receiver now. It was ridiculous.
Well, he had a good game, but
He
Yeah, like,
did go.
I'd
Oh,
never
he-
called him my favorite receiver.
That's why he's
you
still
were
on that
raving
team.
about him.
I'm going to throw the challenge flag.
You were raving about him.
Pull the
If you
receipts.
remove his postseason from last year, he's
Yeah,
irrelevant this
Not
year.
good.
That's the only reason why people are talking about him this year. If you and then take away his 100-yard game, he's a below average receiver.
Yeah,
Isaiah
I
McKenzie's-
play him because of who his quarterback is, and that'll be that.
Then play Isaiah McKenzie for cheaper.
No,
Who has-
I won't play McKenzie probably the rest of the year with.
I'd
Coleman.
rather play Drake London, who's $200 cheaper, and we'll get like 10 more targets.
Marlon
I
Humphreys.
like
guaranteed.
London.
Marlon Humphreys.
Yeah,
That's my
well,
rebuttal.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to challenge that.
I just
Richie James at
It's gonna be
39 is my
tough.
favorite cheap guy.
Yeah,
with Richie James at 43.
39.
Jameson Williams, 3,700. You just waiting
Didn't
for
do
that home
anything
run
last
ball.
week.
Yeah.
Ah.
Richie James is 3,900. I think he could
Is
get
that
a
the
home run
lowest you're
ball.
going?
I-
What if
I like
Yeah, I mean Nicole Hardman maybe, but he's
Right,
coming
right.
back.
No,
I don't know.
Tony's back.
Yeah, so it's probably Richie James, probably the cheapest I'll be going.
Dude, he looks like a spider. If you click on his picture, he looks like a spider. Very individually odd looking person.
Yeah, it does.
Marquise Goodwin's cheap too. I mean, you have to play.
He's gonna get ownership on it. I'd rather play Richie James than Marquise Goodwin.
I agree.
Any interest in the bees?
Who?
Cole Beasley? Shoot.
The COVID cowboy.
I ain't getting vaccinated.
0 chance I'm playing Cole Beasley.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What was that, Corey?
I ain't getting vaccinated. Can't force me. That's what Cole Beasley said.
He said, "Take that fucking mask off."
Yeah, we're gonna get a COVID strike on this. We're gonna,
if we mentioned it, we will get docked or whatever.
Have you guys ever seen?
Go ahead.
This is really off topic, but have you ever seen DJ Dallas's picture in DraftKings? Just if you're listening, just look it up. It's kind of funny. What's he doing? Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Yeah, deer in the headlights for sure. That's funny.
all right.
Bottom fishing.
All right, let's go to tight end. Let's go to tight end.
Wait, hang on. Before we go to tight end, so let's just the five that we talked, because we kind of spread it went over.
Yeah, receiver those always like that because there are a lot of plays.
Yeah, there are. Okay, but like so everyone agrees on Jefferson. We like Jefferson.
We all in agreement's our favorite expensive guy.
We like St. Brown.
I think Chase is my favorite expensive guy, for the record.
Okay. Chase.
DK Metcalf, I'd say.
DK is my favorite.
And I love DK this week.
Yeah.
Juju. We like Patrick Mahomes.
DPJ.
Mon-Ra.
Shut up, Nick.
Mine was Slayton, which I don't know who else was.
I like Slayton.
Cooks.
DPJ.
And Richie James for me.
And
there's 67 mile per hour gust winds, and you like DPJ.
Oh, DPJ will get like 2 points this week.
But last week when I called it, he did score a touchdown. So thank you for me.
That was a good post. Well-timed post.
All right.
The most interesting man in the world.
That was a good one.
Tight end.
All right, Travis Kelce, moving on.
Travis Kelce.
Defense.
Yep.
Next.
No, I think you got like Hawkinson's in a pretty good spot here.
I liked Hawkinson last week and he screwed me.
Yeah, but I think he's in a better spot this week.
I'd be curious to see Goddard's fantasy output with Minshew in years past. Because we always talk about how, rookies, rookie quarterbacks that check down, that over the middle tight end running back dump off is it's the safety blanket, right?
I understand, like, they had
There's
21 days to activate him.
Only one ball type of deal. Too many weapons, too many options.
Well, not only that, but I don't know how much playing time he's going to get. Like,
yeah,
I understand. Like, I mean, this is a big game for them, so like they need like to play, but like they're already in the playoffs. Like, I understand they're going for the number one spot, but like I don't know. I don't know how much Goddard actually gets involved. To be like, I can see him being eased in, maybe playing like 30 to 40% of the offensive snaps.
I don't really like Goddard a whole lot.
All right.
I like the other side. I like Schultz actually more, like around what is he?
Yeah, but then you have Pendershot coming in on the two tight end
sets.
But
I get it. It happens, but at the same time, Dalton Schultz is still the guy there. He got 10 targets a couple games ago. He still got 4 last week, and they were playing ahead for a lot of that game before Jacksonville came back. But I would rank it. It's like Kelce, Hawkinson. I actually think Andrews is just primed to erupt here soon.
No,
like I really
do. He sucks this year. He's so bad, dude.
He doesn't all of a sudden suck. He's still a very good tight end, and he's going up against Atlanta, who is very bad against tight ends. I'm telling you, we've seen it before with this quarterback. They've had some big games together. Mark Andrews is one of my favorite tight ends.
If he plays, first off. And second off, he's had one game over 10 points since week 6.
Okay, great. But I'm playing Mark Andrews
I'm
this
not.
week.
I'm full fading Mark
No.
Andrews.
What do you guys think about Chigun
cheapies?
Kakwu for 3,500 with the new QB?
No.
All right.
We just talked about how bad Malik Willis is at passing.
You don't play a guy that's been trending when he's had a different quarterback and then play him into ownership with a brand new quarterback. Like, it's just not a good process, I don't think.
So you more of like a Daniel Bellinger kind of guy?
Yes.
All right.
I like Bellinger this week. And then Fant, I think, is in a pretty good spot.
No, Fant gets more of the upside with Lockett being out.
Yes,
and
exactly.
And at the beginning of the year, we didn't know what tight end they'd be running out. They're running like 3 or 4.
It was Disley at the beginning, but it's gone back to Fant.
It was
I just think
Disley. It was what's the other guy's name? Like Jerkoff or
JP Holzer, I don't know, something like that.
Hollister,
I think
JP
you guys are
Hollister.
bad friends for even mentioning Noah Fant, to be honest. He cost me thousands of dollars
Oh,
How's
last
that?
Thursday night.
Is
It's
he
like
on
it's
your-
like people don't forget, but
Oh,
apparently
yeah.
you did.
is he on your no-fly list? The no-fly list for next.
People don't forget.
You're like, oh, you
Nick.
should definitely put him in your lineup. You're like, oh, 1 week too late. Thanks.
Nick, how about you win it back with him so you don't let him lose you some more?
I don't know.
I just think
I just see his name and tears come to my eyes. I was
Well,
so
let
close to
him-
winning a Millie
let
Maker.
those be happy tears this week. I'm just saying, I think he's in a really good spot with Lockett out, and the Chiefs not the greatest against tight ends. Like, I think Fant is. I mean,
They're gonna have to
Marquise-
pass a lot. I get that.
Marquise Goodwin could be the second favorite, but it's really possible Fant could be his like second favorite target in this match.
Do you think Fant and DK could hit a ceiling this week, though? Both of them at the
Yes.
same time.
Yes.
So would you run a Geno stack with that,
Yeah.
or
I
could you
said I
play
like.
that independently?
No. What do you mean independently?
Just playing DK and Fant together with
What
no
about-
Geno.
I don't know if you'd want to do that. Like, you can do that when the quarterback's really expensive, but like when Geno's not that expensive and you play Fant and DK, you probably should be playing Geno.
Okay.
Okay.
But what if
You can play Kelsey and Juju without Mahomes because Mahomes is super expensive. But
what if Hayden Hurst missed? You look at Mitchell Wilcox?
no,
No?
No.
Against New England?
No,
Well, okay.
I've never even heard of that guy. I'll be honest.
he scored
cheap.
last week, but no.
You know, he had 30 or 40 yards in a touchdown last week, and he's bare minimum. Not bare minimum.
team
he's
is he
like
on?
27.
The Bengals.
Ben Jules.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
yeah.
2,800 this week. So, I mean,
Well, they got all their receivers back. Alex was just saying that. Then you're gonna go bottom fishing for a backup tight end.
if he's playing, he's playing.
All right, let's build it out here.
All right.
Man,
Sounds like we're going Mahomes.
Mahomes or Danny Dimes for me.
I'd rather go Danny Dimes.
Oh, I'd rather go Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I like Mahomes or Dimes. So
I'd rather go Geno before Dimes.
I like Geno too, but
Like Danny Dimes could just ruin your whole day.
yeah,
I feel
but
like
it's just-
I
it's
feel like
just-
we do this every week. Like there's just some players where you don't need to get all that different. You just need to like look
Yeah,
at this
No
guy.
brainer.
Look at this
Mahomes,
guy.
come on.
I will
Look
play Mahomes.
at-
I don't mind Mahomes.
I don't mind
like
Mahomes at all. I like
Some may
Mahomes.
say
But
the most valuable player.
if we do this, we cannot play CMC or Derrick Henry.
No, we could play one of them, probably get away with it, but we can't play both.
But you're playing Kelsey with Mahomes. I mean,
Yeah, but you could.
Well, we can
you
go-
Like Sal,
let's
you,
go-
if Cream, you get Cream Hunt in there,
Yeah.
like, and then Richie James. Yeah, you can make it work.
So who do
Alright.
we want out of these guys?
I'm saying Henry. You have to play Henry.
I'll go Henry. I
Yeah, I
guess.
think it's
That's fine.
If he's going to put up 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, I mean, I want Henry.
So we probably want to. We don't have to double stack Mahomes, but I typically.
I don't think you have to.
Yeah,
I think
it's just so
that-
spread out. It's just so spread out. The
Especially
receivers.
now with Tony back, like those
Yeah.
receivers are just a dart throw.
just
So
can get it
Kelsey's a
through
safe
Kelsey.
bet.
I agree.
Throw in
Okay.
DK.
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah. We
so-
need we need Marquise or DK.
DK.
let's get DK and see if we can.
We
All right,
can
so
we probably so we need a 3K ish receiver. I say Richie James.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. Where is he at?
Right there. 39.
Yeah, 31.
That's good. So far we have what we think will be the
Spider-Man.
shootout of the week and 2 dome games targeted. That's nice.
Yeah.
Defense. I don't think you can't go. I think Cowboys are gonna be really popular.
I think you go down to like
I
What
actually
about-
love the Saints. I mean, how at 2,800 in
In
that
that
lowest
weather.
total, and the Saints.
Where are the Lions at?
they're higher.
They're up
Whoa,
there.
very
They're like-
expensive Lions this week.
Yeah,
Panthers.
I was gonna say
Saints are-
Browns or Saints, but Browns are 3,800. You
Yeah.
just pay for Saints.
yeah.
No.
Sorry,
Not
Nick.
against anything against Browns.
I don't think
Browns
that's a
win.
terrible play,
Yeah, it's such a low
especially
total.
if Chubb's out.
Actually, but it sucks though because I do like. Oh, we have Hunt
but we
in
have
here.
Kareem. Is
Yeah,
my
we
only
can't play the
thing, but-
Saints unless we played a $5,100 running back over Hunt. We could play Saints and like
Can we
what's
play
another-
Dobbins?
Well, what's like in the we could play Jamal.
Rajay.
We could play
Jamal.
Foreman's in there. Singletary.
Like Cook.
I
James
don't hate
Cook.
Cook. Cook or Jamal would be my votes.
I mean, honestly, I probably rather
Cook's
take
just
Jamal.
not getting a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, he might in the Chicago game, but
5 of 10.
I just don't see him putting up like 25.
look, he has
points.
4 and 5
attempts.
again.
5 of 10. Like that's.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather play Jamal at the goal line and have him get 5 attempts. And 3
But
touchdowns.
Hunt, like if it comes down to it, like if Chubb's out, Hunt is just like literally like the best running back play on the slate. Like
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
I
then
think
what's the
Chubb's
other
gonna be
defense that
out.
we could play besides the Saints?
Yeah,
The other
let's
outdoor
go.
games. You could almost play Bears, bare minimum.
We don't have any Bills.
I just that's
Why? I mean, if it's a,
I think the Bills are gonna just
I mean, what if it's a 17-10 game?
We thought
What
the
about
Eagles,
what about the
thought
Texans?
Eagles were going to.
Oh, Texans.
Texans and Malik Willis interceptions.
who's,
no,
and we have
who's,
Henry.
who's in
Henry.
like the 3K? Who's in like the 3K range? Falcons,
We can't play 3K. We can't play
Ravens.
2.
Ravens against Atlanta is pretty good.
We can't do that. We have 3,000.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think we're gonna have to actually come off another spot too. Actually,
Let's see what we can do with the Bears. If you put the Bears there,
Yeah,
Bear
we're gonna have to play the Bears in this lineup. It's gonna still be-
3,500.
it's
It's
gonna
still-
still- I don't think we're gonna be able to make it work. It's too
Too
many
much.
Like you can't play Richie. You can't play 3K guys. Like
No.
you just can't.
It's too much.
So we need to come off of. Well, we could go a different quarterback now if we don't play Mahomes, but
So if you go Geno,
oh yeah, the other side of the ball there. Oh yeah, just switch it up. You could do the same lineup, just pivoting. Gino, DK, Kelsey. I think we'll make it work then. Yeah, Richie James, DK, and Kelsey. We might not have to do the Bears, but we'll see.
I mean,
Bears still have
but you
to.
can't play. You still have to because you can't play Saints. So the play, I don't mind the Bears defense. I understand it's against.
What about the Eagles?
What about Carolina against Detroit?
Dak has thrown a
No.
ton of interceptions lately.
We know Goff likes they throw the ball all game, and that's like Goff can easily have like his horrible games where he just like it would just be classic. Like, oh, the Lions, like everyone's high on them, and then boom, they just let everyone down. Like a classic. It's like it happens. Like, Goff isn't some great quarterback.
I don't mind. I think if you're dumpster diving, I think it's.
You want to ideally target like, would you rather target Josh Allen or pay 300 more on target Goff?
No, I'd rather target Goff. So this leaves us here. So are we taking a double stack? So we'd have to get Godwin with this, right? Or Goodwin?
We could double stack it with Goodwin,
You kind of have to.
or we could get crazy and go double tight end and put Fant in there. You can get away with double tight end when you play Kelsey because that's pretty much a receiver. Like you're not playing like two trash tight ends. So we could do Fant and then pay up more at receiver. Because I don't think like there's a big difference between Goodwin and Fant,
No.
is way cheaper.
I mean, Goodwin does have.
We are just absolutely shitting on Nick right now. Yeah, let's play the Saints defense and Noah fans.
Oh, we have Panthers. We have Panthers.
I
we
don't
have
mind.
a
Poor
brownie,
guy.
no Saints, and
Poor guy.
That leaves us with what if we play Noah Fant?
Six.
66,000.
Oh, if Debo was playing.
it doesn't. Nothing really fits into it. But we could actually go up
Like,
at defense.
yeah.
We can literally go up at defense.
Well,
and
let's
get
see who
like
at flex we like.
no receiver.
Or yeah, receiver. At around this range.
We like Cooks. Oh, that'd be a stack with Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I go down 4,900 for Brandon Cooks. Yeah.
And then we could get up
Boom.
to Bengals
We
or
could get I like the
Ravens.
Bengals. I like Ravens or Bengals. Because Ritter, you
I
target
like
Ritter,
play Ravens.
Yeah.
Ravens against Ritter. Yeah.
What do we think?
It's not terrible.
Nick,
I like it.
I'll make sure just to like put a censored piece over
Yeah.
Noah Fant for you there. And just block out his face.
Yep. Thank
I like
you.
it.
All right.
Pretend like you
Sweet.
don't see this.
Yeah.
I actually like this lineup.
Yeah. It's a solid lineup there.
Unique.
Well,
New York.
that'll do it for week
New York,
16.
New York.
We have what are you saying, Corey?
Nothing.
Finish the show for us, Corey, please.
Well,
The human
this week
torch was
we'll
denied
be
a
winning
fake loan.
$1 million. Definitely $1 million this week. It's guaranteed with that lineup. Don't copy it. Copyright. So therefore, if you do, you'll be sharing the winnings with us. Thank you guys so much. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy
Kwanzaa.
holidays to everyone. Everyone stay safe. Midwest, big snowstorm coming in. Stay safe.
And if you
Listen
made
to
it
us.
this far, drop a comment down below and Corey will send you a gift card.
Yep. You're the real heroes.
You are the real hero if you made it this far.
Yep.
Fair enough. Yeah, I will.
$25 Amazon gift card right from Corey.